All right, welcome everybody. A very, very, very special edition of the Sunday sermon with our very own Saint Trell, the spy assassin, the money attacking, the undisputed champion. Saint Trell, what's up, brother?
What's up, family? How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm doing well, man. I'm pretty sure everyone else is doing well. And if they're not doing well after this video we're about to drop for them, then that's on them. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. All right, guys. Hey, we wanted to do this special edition for y'all. Obviously, Trell gets on live every day. If his strategy isn't bulletproof, then it's damn near 99.99999% accurate. All right. So we are making this video today for one. Anytime you have a question, anytime you have any uncertainty, you can go back, you can watch this video, you can watch it 1,000 more times, right? Because we're just going to get right back to the basics so you know exactly what we're looking for on live. So when you come in, you don't even have to question what's going on, right? Because Trell's going to lay it out for you real smooth right here. Trell, brother, without further ado, by all means, man, the floor is yours.
What's up, team? We're coming in today just speaking about our small moving averages. We're talking about MACDs, the KDJs today, what the RSIs do for us. I'm going to explain how I look at a week to be able to get my levels top and down. Everything is guesstimated. Everything is just, from the charts. So we'll start off by just talking about why we look at this 5 SMA. This 5 SMA to us is obviously a moving average within these 5 days. And when we can stay above this 5-day moving average, it helps us stay in the inclination of moving in an uptrend. Breakout.
Which color is that 5MA?
Purple.
The purple. Yes, sir.
Let's do this as a team. So we're on live. So no matter what stock we're on, we can just sit the colors and we can place it on any stock. So if you're following us as a team, let's get our colors set together. So the 5 is purple. Where's my 10, Tom? Oh, my 10 is yellow. My bad. Let me change this up because this just changed on us. The MAs, 10 style. So 10 is supposed to be yellow. So we can go ahead and get this together now. Sure. 50 is blue. 120 is white. Now change that instant. Give me one sec. 20. I don't know why that even changed, but so as you guys can see, why the 10 keep on not even showing? Oh, it's showing up now. So our 5 is purple. 20 means breakout. It means uptrend for us. So anytime that we get in a stage where we're crossing the 20, for me, if you read the money flow, you'll read that it's a stage 2, which means stage 2 breakout. And we want to see it hold above that 20 to know that we're still in the stage 2, looking to gain to go a little higher. So the 50 is our blue. The 200 is our red. 120 on SPY. If you go through the daily and you look at this 120, you'll see anytime that we cross, hold on. White ain't even showing. See that? 1 second. I just want to make sure this is showing the correct way so I can explain it the right way. All of it just changed. I don't know why. So you see the 120 now? Yep. So let me just show them how important the 120 is. So you can see your white line right here. If we go back, let's just go all the way back. Just show you guys. anytime that SPY crosses under the 120, we see a crazy dip. We coming all the way back to 2020. So I want to just go all the way back across to show how we've been in this uptrend above this 120 for a long time. So this 120 is special to us because we understand anytime that we go below it, we usually take a little fall and try to get back above. So like right now, we're about to see if we want to hold this 120. And I believe Friday, we held this 120 on the aspect to keep us in our stage 2 uptrend. Because when you look at our daily, you see our uptrend is at 439. On our weekly, our uptrend is at 450, what we just held Friday. And our monthly, we see it's down at the 412 where we just was a few weeks ago. So right now in our weekly, it tells me that we're going to move in an uptrend because we're still in our stage 2 breakout. Friday, what we did is we retested it and we gained strength at the 449 level to be able to break us up. So what I would do is, now that I know this, I'm looking at all the MAs that we have right here on this weekly. We have a MA5 at a 440, 439, an MA20 at a 450. We have a MA50 at a 439 as well. And then we have the MA10, which we just held as well at the 439. And then on our MMAs, we have it to where it's 445 and 443. What I like to do from here is be able to search all the way through the MAs to see what do we have next or what may come up. Our next MA is the MA5 on the daily. So for my mindset Monday, I would love to see us get back to 456 to be able to reclaim the level of our 5 MA, just like when we were looking at our 15-minute through intraday. So what we know about staying above the 5 MA is that we're still in a trend, the moving the motion up versus being able to just tank and go down. So our first level of next week would be, because this MA5 is at 456.14, boom, that'll be our next level, our first level of what we're looking for. Going back to the weekly, we'll see this week, if you come to the week, you see this week highs was 462.07. So my next mindset will be after that level will say, okay, if we want to hold this trend, we're going to want to reclaim the gap that we had at 461 and the reason why we got to it. So what I'll do from there is, now, because we haven't been at this level in a while, I'll come all the way back across on my daily, and I'd like to see where did we go and where did we stop. The next high after, if we get back to our high of last week, would be right at this level the last time we broke and fell. And it's right here at this 468 level. If you can see this green candle. Right here, these levels right here. So for me, my mindset would come to say, my next move would be to say, I'm looking at us being able to come back down to the magnets, which is that 448, and then I'll be looking for us to get up to a 468 today. This week. So I'll draw that out. And as I draw that out, I'll come all the way back to these levels and see what did we hold, what was strong for us and what was support for us. So as I go through these days, I start collecting information. What levels could we come to? Boom. We're right at this level right now. And when we passed it, we went up to a 466, a 467, and a 468. So I'm looking for anywhere for us to go in 450, 453 this week, up to that next level of the 460s, back to that next high. So me just understanding that, I'm just understanding that we've been in an uptrend spot and we just tried to reject this uptrend. So I'm looking for us to keep moving to get back to the highs of not even the highs, but that 470 level that was strong for us to keep rolling to see if the year is just going to get stronger, or see if we're going to pull back to that 448 level to see if we want to keep going down for your 50% retracement that Chris likes to talk about. Chris.
Yes, sir.
I think from that standpoint, that's the basics of what I look at coming into a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now tomorrow is a Monday. We're starting under the daily MA5.
Yep.
Remember when I used to tell y'all every time we start on the daily MA5, we usually come down.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow, what I would like to see is, since we starting under it, do we dip and rip up to the daily 5 to hold?
That's my thoughts. Definitely my thoughts.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So tomorrow's plan would be, where do we go tomorrow? Do we dip and rip from where we are, or do we come out and have a small snag and just pop off and start running up to the 456 and find our pullbacks all the way up?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we find the support first thing in the morning for where we are, because we still have the MAs that we just crossed over, which was your 120, your daily 10, and which is 452.16, and then your daily 120, which was at 451.38. So we understand those are our first support levels still.
Yep.
Now we hold this level. The next level we're looking to see is that 456, because that's our 5 MA.
Yep. Trell, do me a favor. Take the price levels on the right hand side of that chart. Make everything a little bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the candles, like make it yeah. Make it a little
Right here?
bigger. Yeah, there you go. Now, using your mouse, right? Using your mouse, explain our technique for that 5 MA that we were talking about tomorrow, and it also explain, you know, the yellow, the white line, right, is all of those MAs. So why you would think we could possibly dip and rip? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, sir. Okay, go ahead.
So tomorrow, as we see on this last daily candle, we had a skinny wick to the bottom. How y'all know, like I said, a skinny wick down to the bottom. So what I'm looking for tomorrow is a small dip to this yellow or white line to see if we hold support, and a bounce up to this purple for Monday. Now, and for Tuesday, if we come out on a continuation, my mindset would be saying we want to mirror what this right here is. And that high would be 458. So tomorrow, if we want to dance around and get up here to this MA5, and then Tuesday come out, dip, and then rip back to this high of this candle, it'll be a 458. So even if they want to do it on Tuesday, they can even want to get as high as the 461, which is the gap that we understood that we had. Where was that gap, Tone? You remember? Right here? What's this? It was that 458 to 461 gap. Remember the reason why we said it? Yeah. We'll have to go to the extended with like on the 4 hour, huh? To be actually really be able to see it.
To really be able to see it, yeah.
I just want to be able to show y'all how we understood it was a gap at 461. Was it right there or someone? That's a little bit lower. Had to be over here somewhere. Because 461, we ain't been there for a minute. Right here. I think that's it right there. Yep.
Yep.
So, Chris, could you see this? Could you guys see this gap right here that we speaking about? Or do I need to take some of this off?
Yeah, I see it, Terrell. It's right here. The date. This appears to be January time. No.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Is everybody seeing this in the chat? Go ahead and hit yes, no, maybe so. It's right here at this 460 to 461 ish area. Looks like.
You see this right here?
It's this very small gap, but it did go get filled. Yep.
So now this is what I'm looking to see if we want to go reclaim now. So we can go build a body over it, so we can go take over it, see if we want to keep pushing forward. So now we know these are our next levels at that gap.
Yep. So guys, does everybody understand what he's talking about from the 5MA strategy? It's a very good strategy as far as what what SPY especially likes to do, as using that 5MA as a pretty much the trend setter, but also a true magnet, right? So he's going to throw these MAs back up there. So we understand that where we were at on Friday when we bounced off of 450, 449, 450. Look at all of the congestion as far as there to be support levels right in there, correct? Right? You have that 20 or the MA10, and then you had the white line, which Trell loves, the 120, right? So we knew there was going to be a bounce there. So since we held that, right? Does it only make sense for us to head back to, what is that, Trell, 456.14? Yep, exactly. Does everybody understand that? Everybody go ahead and give a thumbs up, say yes in the chat. Just we want to make sure everyone's on the same page.
And we just want to make sure you guys understand how we actually look at coming into the day. And then I'll go in and show you guys how we read the 15-minute, the KDJ and everything else. I'll replay Friday. How about that?
Yeah, that's perfect, bro. We'll go through Friday and see exactly what was going on then. That sounds perfect.
Okay. So I'm gonna move on from this.
Cool. So if everyone's giving me a thumbs up, then it sounds like we're good to go.
Also, does anybody have questions about when we talk about the money flow and we talk about like the 20 and
the larger time frames? Correct. Does anyone have a question? Now's your time. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Felipe asked, do you use the EMA2, which is the exponential moving average?
Yeah, I have it up as well, but I don't use it as much.
Mm-hmm.
But you can, because those are the same things as like your SMAs. You know what I mean? It's just the exponential moving averages. So it still gives you a range of what support can be.
Correct.
Support or resistance can be.
Correct. I would say Trell's strategy is more designed towards the SMAs, specifically. I think the 5, 10, 20, and 15 SMAs, though, give us a very good outline of the trend and what can happen the next day.
Yep.
Correct. Okay,
Absolutely,
cool. Seems like we're getting it seems like we're getting a good response here from everybody with some thumbs up. Gino said, show the stage 1 accumulation into the stage 2 so people have an understanding of what we're looking at. Yeah. So basically, go to
on intraday, it's a lot different, but I'll show you what a stage.
Show us the bottom. Yep. Go ahead.
Let me just show you. So let's say when we're at 409, boom, right? We were just at 409 on a daily, right? So if we're at 409 on a daily, and at this point in time, our SMA 20 was at 441. So this means we're in stage 1. So stage 1 for us means that we're accumulating because we're consolidating in the area below the stage 2, which is that 441. So right now is your time to be buying, because what you would want to do on with this stock of SPY, the high of SPY is 478. So right now you have 13, like from this point, 13 to 15% to get back to a 478, correct? Walking with me, Chris?
I'm right there with you. I was muted, but yes, correct.
Okay.
Yep, keep
if
rolling.
if we only have 13 to 15% to go to get back to this high, and we're now on our RSI, you can see on our RSI at 409, we're down at 32. 32 for us means what? We're oversold. So if we're oversold, that means we're buying the bottom up. So if you can see your MACD at this point in time, you can see your KDJ at this point in time, everything is starting to turn on your daily. So what that told us was we're trying to get back to our 5MA, which was at 428. So when we understand, when we get back and reclaim these levels and we start to hit our 10, and now we go up to, we're not at our 20 yet, so we're still accumulating because we're still below. So we're accumulating. Now, on March 3rd, we get to our 20 MA. So most people right here that just bought the bottom, you probably had some millions and millions of dollars to do this, you know? So you probably bought it up and then sold right at the top because you understood what it was going to do for the market. So what you did is, boom, you sold, and then we come back under it. Now they're accumulating more. Back into your stage one, because when you just crossed this green line, you just went into a stage 2 over the 438, but it rejected it that day. So we're back into a stage 1. We stayed in the stage 1 until 2 weeks later, March 16th. Now that we crossed it, now look at this. We crossed the 20, the 5, and the 10. Now we cross and we see us starting to climb. Now look how we stay over this 5MA. Boom. Now even when we come to the 5MA, we hold it and we keep marching. Now if we take this to intraday, I'll show you. Let's go back and let's get to the day. And I can show you how we can explain it. So on the intraday, we seen that our 20 was at 453.94 on this day. Boom. When we came out, we opened at 453.44. We got to a high of which was right below our 28, and it rejected. So right there, it told us it was time for puts. Boom, because we rejected our 20 MA. But what we're doing right now, as this candle, you can see the 5 MA was 453.15. So what we did is we came out, we topped, and we fell. So what we did is fell below the 5, and now we seeing it right below this 5. So what do I always say about a 5 MA? We like to ride the 5 MA, and today we chose to ride below the 5 MA. So what we seen was, even on our strongest candles, we rejected the 5. Even when we got over top, we rejected the 5. So what was nice for us is when we got down to this bottom candle, what we understood was, boom, right here on the KDJs on this 15-minute, if you can see, it starts to turn. So that tells us now we should be taking profits on this put, because now it's telling us it wants to break back. So what we see is on this next candle, which means a little bullish candle, boom, we went to a bullish candle that took us over our 451.88. Now, when we got to this next candle, what we did is what we seen is we rejected our 20. So if you're in calls from that bottom, you know now when you reject your 20, you want to be taking your profits, because you can understand that this right here, right now, in the type of day we was having, we could still be falling. So what you would do from here is, as you can realize, oh, we just came back under our 5 and we rejected it. So that means we're respecting the bearish sentiment to keep us down. So what you would want to do is look at your contracts now. Your next contract is that you'll look at is 448, because we understood that 448 level was on the daily or on the weekly. We had an MA at 448, 449. So we knew that was our next level at that point in time. So what we would have did is we would have jumped back in this put, rolled it all the way down. Boom. As we rolled it down, we seen this get long and skinny to the bottom. So we understood we'll be cutting. But not only that, look at what the RSI is doing. It's coming out of the bottom, and look at what your 15-minute on the KDJ is doing. It's finally coming and swooping up. So now that it's swooping up, it's telling us we're on the move for the calls now. So now we're in these calls. What do? We sit tight. Boom. We fly up on 100% on this candle. We take profits. Now we're sitting waiting. Boom. We come back down to the 5. We patient because we know we still sitting over this 5. As we run, now we just took the 20 MA. The 20 MA tells us now that we're in an uptrend. Boom. Now as we're in this uptrend, our next level that we see, the 50. Now where your mind goes is, hey, do we reject this 50 or do we hold? Right when we see we reject, take profits. From there, if you're not in and you want to trade something else, you could have traded off of this 50 because you understood this could be a rejection line. So off of that rejection, do we hold a 5? No, we come right up under the 5. But what do? We hold a 10 MA. So we telling ourselves we got support. Not only do we have support there, we have support right there at the 20 MA. Do we hold the 20 MA? Yes, we hold that line. And as we hold that line, you got to have a little bit of patience and understand if you're in that top, you got to take that money for the profits. And now what you understand by holding this 20, at the end of the day, what you understood was, oh, we held that 20. Oh, we're trying to get back to that 50 now. If we held this 20, we're going to try to blow through it. So now you buy the bottom up. As you buy the bottom of your contracts and you run through and you see that you get over your 5 and you hit your 100%, boom, you scale out a little bit. Now you get to your 50. Oh, we didn't go through it. We broke right through it. As you break right through it, you understand. Oh, we done got a little bit to the top. Now we done got top to the top. What we also understand is if this RSI just went from 28 to 55 right here, we understand our contracts on the options, the RSI gonna be real hot. So that means we're getting up out of there because that's our stage 4. And through stage 3, we understand that it's profit taking time. So boom, through that time, we understand we're out of here, we're clear. We've just made our money for the day.
Hey, that was very well said, Drill. Guys, I want to explain one thing. The money flow strategy did not start until the bottom of the day, or at about, I guess on Trell's chart right here, it says 1300 o'clock, right?
Yep.
So we did not start or get into our stage 1 until then. Matter of fact, we almost came off of a stage 4 to start the day. Is that right?
So look, Chris, we're in stage 1 the whole morning.
Okay.
We didn't get into stage 2
Until when?
until
The 20 crossed.
1330.
1330, because that's when
Right. My bad. 1415.
Correct. Yep. That's what I wanted to explain.
Yep.
Yeah. The patience, you would have had patience to recognize to get out of the stage 1, right? And that takes a lot of patience to have to wait to take a trade from market open until, I guess that is that.
So look, Chris.
Yep.
Let me tell you this. The way they would be looking at it and the money flow, what money flow doesn't do, it doesn't have options. So where I came in is I created it for the options. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
Applying and using the same thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the contracts that we were on from the start. You feel me?
Go ahead.
Be able to help you out and understand what we're looking at. Let me see. Let me just go to SPY. Nope, not bad. Oh, you know what? Let's see if S&P X gonna show up. Nah, it ain't gonna show for me. Okay, so boom. Let me go to the options. Let me show you guys what it was. The first puts was 440, 450s and 448s. So I'll show you guys the 450s and I'll pull up the charts for it. And I want one, just on one. Boom. So when I'm looking at my charts intraday, I'm watching on the 1 minute. And the reason I like to watch on the 1 minute because it actually shows the whole entire chart. If you guys can see what I'm seeing. So I gotta pull it back some so y'all can actually see the whole day. April right here. Perfect. So check us out. This is the start of see where we started at. So this is the start of the morning right here. So 450 put started at, it's saying opened at $1, right? So we didn't take this, I didn't take this the first thing out the gates, right? Right, Chris? We didn't take puts right out the gates. Nope.
No, we didn't.
This is not, is this the one that, this is April. But I just want to show you what the 448s.
I don't know if these were the ones. I think it may have been the
Oh,
448s.
yeah.
I think it was 448.
You know what? And this is April 4th. This is not
okay.
the first. So
they took
that's
away
why.
they took away your strike. Okay.
Yeah. So
What a
let me
hoe.
do this. So I can go to 448 and show y'all what Monday looked like. You know what I mean? Because you still could have traded this on
you could have traded a few days out. Yep.
So let me just show you what April, the start of the morning looked like. Boom. We reject right here. The first thing we rejected was what? On the flip side was the first thing we rejected was our let me tell you.
The MA20, no?
Yep, MA20.
Guys, he's looking at the contracts right now, guys, just so you know. He's looking at the put contracts. Okay.
Looking at the put contract to help y'all understand from the chart standpoint. You guys look at the chart and I'm gonna look at the put just so I can be able to assist you guys a little bit more. So look, on this contract, what we see is this contract opened at 83 cents. That was its low of this contract. We already knew from the top of the morning from our first rejection, we wanted to see 448 because we said that was our support. So boom, let's just say we took that. We understand now at this point, the MA5 on this contract is at 98 cents. So boom, the next candle, it goes to 73 cents. So it gives you the opportunity to buy in. Boom. This is when you got your rejection. Right down your right at your 120. So on this contract, it's holding your 120. So boom, it tells you can buy now. As you hold this contract, you still accumulating this. And as you go to the next one, what you see and what you realize is you break your 5 MA, which was 0.79. Could you see that, Chris?
Yes, sir. 5
Okay.
MA. You guys
Yep.
see where he has that? He has his cursor on it right now.
Yep.
Mhm.
So you see we have a VWAP and a 5 MA right here. So boom, we held the VWAP and we held the 5 MA. And the first thing we did from that contract was come right up to our 10. So if you wanted to, you could have took 20% profit, boom, sat in how you wanted to, because we held a 5, and then you held the 5 all the way out. So as you hold this 5, now you realize we're getting into profits. Boom. Now, as we come down, we say, okay, we want to take these profits now because we understand that it's a little distressed and the stock isn't going down anymore. Now, as we get out, we see the stock wants to now come below the 5 and hold the 5 again, take us up a little bit more, and then reject. Boom.
Just for clarification, you guys know, since we were trading on Friday, these are Monday's contracts.
These are Mondays.
You know, a low of 73 and a high of 130 on just Friday. If those were 0 dates, I would imagine 2 to 3 times that percentage
Yeah.
profit. So even being a full 2 days out and having 100% almost, that's how you understand there was a pretty decent move there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So as you can see from that move to that move, you held your 5 MA. And you know, this is the 1 minute. So the 1 minute mess up a little bit more. So I'll pull it to the 15 so you can see it how you would be looking at the charts. Let me see. Let's make it bigger. Yeah, make that. Yep. So as we look at this chart here, we can look at it on the 15-minute. April 1st was the date. So boom, contract gave you an opportunity at 73 cents to enter. And from that 73 cent, you see on your you had 3 candles to give you 100% banker. So what you realize is when you took this trade, boom, 73 cent, 75 cent, whatever the case may be, you got to see your 15-minute get to hold the 5 the entire way up. Boom. Even when you got the wick down, when this 15 came down on the 5, what it did for you is hold. And as you got to the top, look at your RSI as well. Your RSI now is well above the 70s, where it's telling you you're crossing over into fire and it's hot and you should be taking profits. That's a better picture, Chris?
That's perfect, bro.
Could you see that right there?
Yep.
So if you guys can see that, boom, this is where you take the trade. You hold, we out. Look at the RSI, look at your top. You just crossed over your 120, and what you did on your 120, you started fading to 120 after this candle, so you already knew you were out because you already hit your targets on that time period.
Guys, one thing I think Trell is bringing light to right now is showing to understand the correlation of how any option contract, whether it's a call or a put, will move in a mirrored fashion if it's called, and in an inverse fashion if it's puts, and you'll be able to quickly understand when you're at tops and bottoms of even the contracts as well. That'll get you from buying in the middle of a contract to get you to
Absolutely.
get clapped with theta, right?
Absolutely.
So this is a lot of people don't do this as far as looking at the actual plotting of the contract, because you are buying and selling the underlying security, the option, right, in conjunction to the actual asset of the stock. So that is going to have the same behavior, guys. All candlesticks are behavior of buyers and sellers. They're going to mirror each other. Okay. One thing to understand, I know this is probably brand new to probably 90% of the people in here, but this is something that's very crucial. Go ahead, Trell.
Hey, so look, even when we're looking at our contracts, when you guys hear me say I'm buying the bottom of this contract, this is what I'm referring to. I'm buying the bottom of the contract because I see we aren't going anymore. And as I buy the bottom, I like to just sit in. And now, if I can hold my 5, I ride to the top. And as I ride it to the top, you can see where the RSI is. The RSI, just like on the money flow. If you look at the money flow, you should be buying your overboughts when we're at these areas. This is in consolidation where you should be buying. Now, when it starts to get here, you're not buying anymore. You're just sitting because you bought the bottom. And now as it rises and it gets to the extremes, what do we say about 70 RSI? Start taking profits. And as it gets to the top, start taking all your profits because you see it's going in the other direction. Not only through the RSI, but through your KDJs. If you can look at your KDJs here, look at these KDJs, how they're swooping under where the purple, the yellow, and the green are coming together, and boom, give you a buy signal for everything crossing. So as you get this buy signal, you're right here buying as well with this signal. And as this crosses over, you get to see your KDJ get to hang. And as it hangs and you see it getting a fold, you get to see the RSI as well starting to max out where it's about to decline. So boom, you understand you got your position fully.
I think, Trell, it's important too, where he's talking about where he buys the bottom of the contract down there. Let's say he even gets in around 40 cents. Okay, let's say it's not the absolute bottom, but it's close, right? Let's call it 40.
50 cents, yeah.
Yep. So let's say we talk about the purple line is the 5 MA, correct?
57 cents.
So we could take that from 35 cents to in just playing that technical, just getting back to the 57. And you can secure between 30 and 70% right there and leave runners to let it go bonkers after that if you'd like. But even just those technicals, I think it's good to point out.
And
You
even
can
these technicals,
confirm.
you even at these technicals, look, you understand your 20 is at 49,
Mhm.
right? Boom. You understand your 50 is at 54. And if you buy the bottom of this contract, which was 37 cents, you understand you can set limits to where you are already 25% just to get back to your MA.
Correct. That's perfectly what I was trying to explain. You guys know exactly where your target is, and you can start offloading at each important MA that Trell talks about, right? The 5, the 20, the 10, the 5 in our case, because they're going to be inverted here.
Yep.
But yeah, very well said, Trell.
Yep. So let me just show you guys. I like to trade Mara. So Mara, if you guys realize, I just want to show you guys how this 5 is. We just ride, when you ride that 5 and you like on a call like Amara, obviously we can't go back, but on a $30 call, let's just look at this contract from from Friday. So boom, from Friday, let's check this out. If you guys can see the Mara chart, I think I should be able to pull it up, Chris, and put the 2. And you think you can still see it?
Yeah, you should be able to pull.
No, I'm saying, can you guys see it good?
Oh,
me doing it?
I can see it right now.
Okay.
I can see it fine. Yep. You'll probably have to zoom in a tad on the Mara chart.
Okay. You can pull this down too.
The KDJs and stuff up.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's just pull this down, just so we can just see the more stretch chart. Yep. Give me 1 second. I just want to match it up so you guys can see the strategy works for any company. And what's crazy is it probably works better on the regular ones because they don't move as volatile. I just like trading QQQ and spot because they give those type of percentages. Extend it back.
Trell, we've got somebody asking, can you explain why you watch SQQQ along with SPY? Yes, we can. We'll explain it after he's done explaining Mara.
Well, I just want to show just how the contracts move together, same way. That's why I was saying, could we get that extended? Because I'll show them how Friday went. Yep, it's back. Yep, boom.
Yeah, that looks a ton better, Trell.
All right.
Yep. I would just zoom that in a tad. Yeah. There you go.
So check me out on this contract, on this Mara contract. You see how it started out and it came down, boom. Buying this bottom, right? Match it up. It's at the bottom of the contract. You're at the bottom of what? Your charts. So what do you do at the bottom of the contract? You buy because you're below your 5, you're below everything. So what it tells you is if you can see that this is a support on your charts, we like to buy supports. This is why we like to buy supports, because we understand when we already bought into the support at our levels that we're trying to get back to, we're already 20% long as we get back. You see what I'm saying? So you already put yourself in position to be 20%. So when you like to hold your 5, what do we know about the 5? If it gets to the 5, it likes to hold. So what we see here is it holds its 5. Boom. As it holds its 5, the same thing happens on your charts. So now all you have to do is mirror this. As long as this is going up, this is going up. And as you can see, boom, 69 all the way up to 124. Boom. From there, you're 90% up. You're taking profits because now you see what? You're at an extreme on everything. Right here on your KDJ, everything's turning. Right here on your KDJ, everything's turning. Right here on your RSIs, everything's turning down. So what it told you is it's time to take profits. So now as you mirror everything, you can do the same thing just with your puts. Now, as you can see it rejecting these lines and these MAs that you see, now you take and you're able to move and say, oh, I'm gonna buy this because these MAs tell me and lead me to the same things that the chart's telling me on the other side. Let me do something, Chris. I'm about to put up QQQ and SQQ. So boom, for the person that's asking, why do we trade QQQ, SPY, and SQQ? The reason being is because VIX and SPY, they run inverse, and QQQ and SQQ run inverse. So what we like to see is if SQQ is coming out at a support and we understand that it is going to bounce, we understand we can take puts on the other side. So as we take these puts, what we can also understand is we probably already hit 100% as we took them from this level. So as we hit 100%, we're riding on freebies. And what we like to do is look back over at the other stock. So what we see is it ran and it came to a new bottom. And as it came to this new bottom, we came to a new put. So if you're already in freebies, what it told you is you can dump again because now your other side is you can hit this strike again for your level of support that you was looking at, because you realize that you're failing, you're about to fail your 5 MA with this one over here holding this 5 MA. So as you take this, boom, you get here, you take profits because of what? You understand this one is now getting it's about to go in another way to another way.
We use this SQQ as an inverse, just in the simple fact that this stock is not going to necessarily move as fast as QQQ and SPY. And when we see on SQQQ get its levels of support wherever it is on the chart, it also gives us like an indication for QQQ or SPY is about to now inversely react to that.
Absolutely.
Sometimes if you're only looking at SPY or if you're only looking at QQQ, because the stocks are so volatile and they move so fast, sometimes if you only look at those, you'll miss your entry or your exit maybe. But by also using SQQ, a stock that moves a little slower, but inversely to what QQQ and SPY is doing, it gives us like a little indication of what is directly about to happen.
Absolutely.
Perfectly said, Tone. Round of applause for our boy Tone, man. The Black Room operator. Appreciate you. Guys, what else is he explaining here? Is there not maybe some intraday support and resistance that SQQQ might have that SPY or the QQQs might not have, which would give us an inclination of a short-term bottom or a short-term top where there might not be one of the MAs that Trello likes to use, guys? So it's just using an added indicator for us to understand where either we're going to respect the trend or possible reversal coming.
Absolutely. Hey, thank you for clearing that up, Justin, as well. You're absolutely right. I watch the stocks on 15 minutes. On my contracts, I like to watch on 1 minute just to be able to give me a clear picture of the bottom. But when I'm in my stock, I can go ahead and go back to the 15 so it can give me the same picture that I'm seeing on my time frames. I look at all time frames just so you guys do know, but I just like watching the 15 because as you can see, it gives you a big, clear picture to what a stock is actually really doing.
Yes, sir. Very, very, very well said, Trail.
Yep.
I mean, Trail, unless you have other things that you want to say or discuss, I feel like you did a very, very thorough job. At least explaining your strategy. Very concisely, not on live, not during live trading action where people are actually trying to learn and also trade at the same time. That could definitely get overwhelming. So I think we did a good job here explaining it.
One thing that I want more people to understand as they get in the group too, right? We got a lot of people getting in the group trying to make money today. And that's a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times you're trying to come in and make money today and you don't even understand the strategy of what's going on to be able to put yourself in position to actually make the money. So what one thing that I would love to do as a team is like really get to a point to where we have a real clear strategy so people can come in and play the strategy and trade the strategy and learn the strategy. So when they get in, they don't have to ask, what's this or what's going on or what's that. They can come in and already look at every MA, look at every EMA, look at every KDJ, look at whatever you need to look at to be able to see where you are and what's going on. And you should be able to tell us what we should be in.
Bingo. I agree completely. It's listen, you could definitely come in and follow a trade, but ultimately following blindly is not a strategy. You know, long term, that won't get you. Guys, for 90 days, Trails just took multiple small accounts from smaller numbers, whether it was 100, whether it was 50, whether it was 500, whatever it might, and he turned them into 4 and 5 figures. But he did that over 90 days. He didn't come in and do that in 2 days, in 1 day, on one trade, right? Why did he do that? Because he needed to build the discipline and to make sure the strategy was well intact, which it has been shown and proven now that is very well intact. And now what he can do from here, you want to talk about making big money. The best way to make big money is with a strategy that doesn't make you emotional, right?
Absolutely.
So now he knows it doesn't matter if he has one contract or 1,000 contracts. If he's buying the bottom and if he's buying his strategy, he's going to yield the same percentage results. And that's what we keep telling everybody. Guys, it's not about the dollar figure. It's about the percentage. Okay. It's about the percentage. You can make $100,000, but you only made 10% to get the 100,000. That means you had to put $1 million on, right? So it's all about the percentage. All right. But Trail, man, thank you, bro. That was honestly amazing. I got a full note sheet over here. Me personally. So that, this was really fun, man. I appreciate you.
Nah, man, it's absolutely amazing. It's Big Papa just asked, how do you use the super trend in the VWAP? Let me show you, bro. Hold on. Let me take this chat out of here. My bad. Come over here. So look, this morning, our super trend when we came out on SQQ was already not SQQ, but triple Qs was 364.28, right? And not only was that our super trend, but over here the super trend was 33.13. So what we understand is when you get over your super trend and actually hold, you get over your super trend and actually hold, we know it's almost like a stage two breakout. So I use it almost like a 20 as well. So do you see the super trend now? Look how this super trend told us we were in a bearish market, right? So this super trend told us we were in an uptrend. So now what we're looking for is long as it holds this, we know we're still in that trend up. The same way as this, as long as this comes down, we know we're in that trend down. Big Papa, that help you, bro? VWAP, let me just click on the VWAP. Boom, VWAP for both. What we realize over here, this VWAP is almost like that 5MA. That VWAP is almost like that 5MA. If you can see that as well, just from seeing that, Big Papa and the rest of the crew. Boom. Now, I want you guys to understand this applies to every stock if you use it the correct way. You don't have to only trade SPY. You don't have to only trade QQQ. If you get information like a Tilray, if you get information like an AMC that just happened last week, if you put this on the chart, you can trade it the same way. All it's going to do is it's the strategy. It doesn't matter what you're trading. It's just the strategy that you want to understand that helps you to put yourself in a great position for 20%, for 30%, for 500%, for 100%, or 1,000%. It's just going to put you in a situation where you can understand that long as I'm reading my charts and I'm reading and understanding all the levels that I can get to, boom, I can win. In intraday, I need you guys to also understand when we have our MAs up, it's telling us levels that we're going to. So when you guys hear me calling the 15-minute out, you guys can realize that's the 15-minute MAs. That's not the daily. That's not the daily. That's not the weekly MAs. I want y'all to understand that as well. The daily and the weekly is a difference. We need to know all the levels to put ourselves in position to be able to know where we can actually go. Like on our weekly now, we know we were trying to get back to, if you guys see on this QQQ, we trying to get back to 362 and 366, which is our 20 MA. So this week on QQQ, this is what we'll be looking for. Could you go over how to identify support and resistance levels? So perfect. So look, Big Papa, you see the MAs that we've been speaking about the whole time, correct? Not only the MAs, but the EMAs if you have them up. The super trend, the VWAP. If you go through all these levels, that's how I get my supports and my resistance. Now, when we've cleared, let's just say we moved above all the MAs, right? Now we'll have to start drawing them out back to supports from prior times, like I was showing you guys previously. We'll have to go back all the way across to be able to see what our new supports are or our levels, because we're outside of our MAs. But anytime you're around your MAs, just understand they're magnets for you to be able to say, this is my next support, this is my next resistance. Even on your time frames, when you're looking at your 15-minute, when you guys are talking about the 15-minute, I'll sometimes also change over to my 30-minute. Boom, my 30-minute is different than my 15. So it might give me a different level to be able to say now, okay, this can also be a support, or this can also be on this candle a resistance. So when you look at it with the full picture like that, that tells you, makes you understand every level that you have to be able to be acceptable, to understand where you can go and what it can do.
I would like to add to that. Also with our supports and resistances, because I see you said relative to like the RSI indicator, your RSI indicator is a momentum indicator. Let me read the definition to you. The relative strength index is a momentum indicator used in technical analysis that measures the magnitude of recent price changes to evaluate overbought or oversold conditions in the price of a stock or other asset. So simply, if we're in a stock and we're falling and we're trying to gain support, we also look at this RSI too. If we come down to an MA, and sometimes we look at the RSI and the RSI is still high, maybe close to 70, close to 60, close to 50. It also tells us we have room to fall more.
Absolutely.
And once we come to the bottom, you will hit a support where the stock will start going sideways, where it's trying to find support. It's trying to gain ground or figure out exactly what it wants to do during that time. And that's basically how we use it. Even when we're going up in price, we're looking at that RSI to see where it is. If we starting to get into that overbought territory, which is over 70, we know we should start to be for surely taking profits, because we are in an overbought area, and at some point here soon we will be coming down. Or vice versa, on the RSI, if we're below 30, we know we're oversold. and we still could go down some more maybe, but we know that at some point right here soon, we should be finding support to go back up.
Absolutely.
You know, whatever indicator that you use, and then learning what the candles mean when you seeing the candles and the time frames all together, for whatever stock that you're using, it should tell you a story. As you're watching the stock should be telling you a story in your head that you should already be talking through in your head. Like, oh wow, the stock is going up. Oh wow, it crossed over the 5. Oh wow, okay. Now we're going up to this 10 MA. Oh wow, oh, it's starting to bump its head on that 10. I don't know if we can, I don't know if it will go above that 10 MA. It's starting to look weak. All of these things are telling you story. It's telling you a story. If you see it starting to bump its head, now you're starting to look at your RSI. Oh, wow, the RSI is now starting to curl down. Oh, now I see my KDJ is starting to turn down. Or I see my MACD indicator is starting to turn down. When you see all of these things, it should be telling you a story. And if you're walking through the story correctly, you'll know when to pretty much get in and get out of your plays if you follow the story.
Absolutely.
So that was my extra input.
Well, Chris, I don't know if anybody else got any questions, but thank y'all for having us today. And,
Nah, man. I think that was beautiful. Tone, thank you for that last bit there. That was amazing as well. And Trail, thank you for the whole entire overview. Guys, we went for about an hour and 20 minutes or so. And I think we laid it out very, very well. We're always in the chat, guys. You could always come and ask any questions from here on out. I'm actually going to call Trail after this and maybe talk about how we could put some pen to paper as far as also explaining in maybe like a PDF format, maybe Trail's own little strategy in conjunction to the money flow strategy of how he looks at the option side of things. So we can have something of, written form that you could read as well. I think that could be a huge asset to everyone involved within the Wolves. But hey, from our side, from Justin, I thank you, Trail. That was amazing. And if no one else has any other question, guys, we'll definitely go ahead and wrap it up here. But we gave the levels already. Now go and do a little homework. Okay. Get back up, get up bright and early tomorrow. Look at where everything's at and shaping up to be. And then we'll see y'all bright and early. Okay.
Hey, last thing.
Go ahead.
Always draw a picture of what you're seeing, because you can get to one level and it doesn't mean that you're going to go through. So if you got to always draw a picture for both sides. So Chris, I just want to do this before we leave, right?
Go ahead.
Just because I want people to understand how they can draw their own picture for a game plan, right?
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Let me just go to SPY real quick. As long as y'all got time.
Oh, all the time, brother. Go ahead.
All right. So look, man. So Friday, boom. We came into Friday understanding that our 120 was at 51, 451. We understood that our 120 was down there, and we understood that our 20 SMA was at 449 or 450. My bad. So the plan for us was me and Chris. Boom. This is the plan Friday. We reject the first level of what we are, because most people thought we were in a fluff. And when you came to your 15, you realized that your super was at that morning was at 453.79. So the first thing that we did was rejected that level of the super right there at the VWAP. I mean, so when we rejected that VWAP, it gave us our inclination that we wanted to go down and retest our 120 on the daily and our 20 on the weekly. So boom, that gave us our first plan to get in the 450 puts. From there, as we took profits, like some people took profits off of this next candle, now that we're down close to, now that we're right above our 120, and we were right above the weekly, no, yeah, your weekly 20 as well. So what that told us was, okay, now that support is that 448. So we got a little bit of time throughout the day. So if we want to go to 448, we can take a lotto, small contracts for the 448 as well while we have this 450. Now, as we come down and we realize our plan, now our plan tells us when we get to that 448, what do we do? If we get to that 448 or get close, do we hold support? And if we do hold support, what is our next mindset? Our next mindset is, well, we got to get back to the MAs that's close. So we got to climb back over the 20. We got to climb back over the 120. And if we do that, what's our next mindset? Our next mindset is we're going to try to get back to the VWAP, which was 452. So now that we can get back there, where's the next mindset? Okay, where was that last candle for us? The high on that last candle, 453. Oh, okay, now that we're at this bottom, my mind tells me, okay, I can layer this thing all the way up to every MA, all the way up until 453. So now that I do that, now I'm buying the bottom up in this area right here where we see we're up under the 5. I'm buying the bottom. And as I buy it, boom, I take profits here. And now I'm holding my 20% that I left. And as I do that at the end of the day, what do I realize? Oh, we're holding that 5. So what does it tell me? Boom, this right here confirms my mindset to get back to our on our 15-minute. It was our 50-day. So right there, it told me 452.49 was my level to get back to. So what I did was, boom, at that bottom, slap all the way up until 453, because that was the level. And what we understood was we held support. So we know what SPY could do at the end of the day, and that's get to the point of back to return so we can keep going. So that's just how you can come in and start game planning for your day. Coming in, being able to see your levels, and when it actually goes your way, go ahead and set marks to say, if it gets here, I got to do this. If it gets here and does this, I got to do that. So when you guys hear me say I'm looking at both contracts for calls and puts, it's because I have a plan for both sides, long as the stock does the thing that I needed to do. And it's not once that I wanted to do anything. It's telling me where it's going. So never force it. Always allow what you can write out to lead you into profits.
Yes, sir.
Back on that?
Well said, Trell. Yeah, I think we end on that one, man. Head
All
on
right,
a swivel, like I like to say. Be prepared for anything. That's why he says he's looking at both calls and puts when you're at a major resistance or support, because either can happen. Trell, thank you again, bro. Much love, bro. I'm gonna call you in a little bit, and and other than that, you guys, hey, thanks for coming out. Thank you for the questions, and thank you for being a wolf. We'll see y'all bright and early in Discord.
All right,
Peace.